NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you can place your bets. You get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's at FanDuel.com/UCSS. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Against the Giants, Jim Schwartz did not start Denzel Ward shadowing Malik Neighbors. For his career, he's kind of been against that. He plays corners on each side. But after Neighbors went off in the first half, he made the switch and had Denzel shadow Neighbors in the second half, and they did a much better job slowing down the Giants rookie. We got 2 former NFL defensive backs on the show, so it was the perfect time to ask this question. Against the Raiders, should Denzel shadow Davante Adams wherever he goes, or should they continue to play the normal style of Schwartz's defense? MJ on one side and Denzel on the other. Tyvis, start us off.
Now listen here. Listen here. I understand that when you got confidence in all your DBs, you got 3 guys that you consider top of the league and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Davante is one of one. I know he's getting older. I know his production may not have been the same, but Davante is that's still Tay Adams. All right. That dude's still nasty. And after Malik Neighbors just pulled what he pulled, you got to nip it in the bud, and just Denzel has to be the guy. Like, Denzel is the guy that it's a reason that you paid him all of this money. It's to go up against #1 corners. And don't get me wrong, I understand that MJ Emerson is trying to plead his case for when he gets paid, he wants to get paid big time money. I want to be able to showcase that I can also go up against these big time wide receivers and shut them down. I get that. Cool. We still trying to win football games right now, okay? It's going to come a time where, when y'all in zone, maybe do your thing in zone because y'all will play sides in zone or whatever the case may be. But to win this football game, especially now that pass rush is going to take a hit because Miles is only 50%, so now you got guys covering longer. We already talked about what we thought MJ Emerson's one of his weaknesses was. I thought that recovery speed-wise, he's not the fastest guy. That's just what it is. He's a great player, though. He got great anticipation. If he gets his hands on you, he can hang with you. But long speed, that's just not what his thing is. And going up against a guy like Davante Adams, who can lull you to sleep with some of the routes that he runs, he'll come off and act like he ain't doing nothing and then sprint out of it. Like that stuff, it's going to be a big difference. The only guy that can hang with Tay Adams step for step right now is Denzel. So with the lack of pass rush, Denzel is shadowing Davante Adams.
Dustin?
I always like to shadow my top corner with the top wide receiver of the team you're playing, depending on like how good that guy is. And I think Davante Adams is one of the best receivers in football, and I think that Denzel Ward is one of the best corners in football. I'd prefer that he sort of follows him around. The only problem with that is, when you do that, and we did that a lot at Ohio State. I would play the boundary corner for the most part, but like if we were playing a game, like for example, like when we played Michigan, my junior and senior year, for the most part, Chris Gamble followed Braylon Edwards. We played Wisconsin, like Chris would follow Lee Evans, and I was cool with that because I was like, shit, excuse my language. I was like, crap, I don't have to, follow the best receiver. It took a lot. It took a lot off. It took a lot off of my plate. Is my point. So like, I'm sure that Emerson is a younger guy trying. He's a good player, but like, I'd rather, if I'm Schwartz and I'm the other guys in the second, I would much rather have Denzel sort of shadow Davante Edwards. I think that'd be a great game plan. I don't know that they do it. And also, I don't know that the circumstances would dictate that it is, something you can do. A lot of times, I talk to these coaches during the week, and I know it's college, but I'm like, hey, your top corner, you're going to shadow this guy. This guy's the best receiver in the Big Ten or whatever it may be. And, some teams are like, yeah, they run too much tempo. We don't feel like, maybe we don't want to wear out my corner by having him chase all the way across the field each time, right, to match up with this guy. So, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, that's going to be a matchup to watch for sure.
G?
Yeah, listen, so this is Davante Adams we're talking about here. One of the best route runners of our generation. He is a mastermind. Martin Emerson cannot be on him. That's not what is going to happen. And I'm just going to give you Martin Emerson's scouting report, Tyvis. Now listen, he's almost a full 6'2", but he's a 4.53 guy.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear. 4.53. This is a scout report coming out of college. And usually your scout report in college don't change much to when you get in the league. That's what they said. Lumbering runner at times with a lack of twitch. Often jumps into breaks, leading to his average burst and breaking ability. Struggles with short area quickness. Has difficulty with shiftier players who can create separation from him, a la Malik Neighbors. We saw that change of direction inside 5 yards in the phone booth. He was way back over here. Which way did he go, George? Can be a bit of a waist leaner who oftentimes tugs and grabs receivers out of breaks. Top end speed is a question. A one-speed runner who looks to lumber at times isn't quite comfortable running with faster athletes downfield. If you watch MJ Emerson, he's great in zone, but when he gets in a position where he has to trust his speed in blind situations when that ball is in the air, he does not deal with it well. He's a solid corner. He's a good corner. But note to Mr. Schwartz, there's levels to this. MJ Emerson and Greg Newsome are not on that level. No disrespect to Northwestern corners. Hey man, Newsome had maybe the worst game of his career last week. I mean, it was pretty bad. So I'm just saying. And Dustin, and here's the thing with it. I've never seen this. They ran the same exact play like it was Madden. You know when you run a play and the receiver be like, you know what?
They ran it again.
They ran the slot fade on you. That is disrespectful. That's disrespectful, Greg. I'm telling you, bro. We got good corners, but they didn't drink the Kool-Aid on that all our corners are the same tier level. They are not. That has been proven, and we got to switch something up.
Well, the thing about it is, he shouldn't even be disrespected by that anyways, because it's not like, okay, so you're not lining up on Tay Adams. They still got Jacoby Myers over there, so like you still gonna get that work. So I don't understand where the disrespect comes from. Like, yeah, it's Davante after what just happened last week with a rookie. Yeah, like this is literally one of the best in the league. So we've already paid Denzel. Denzel has to show us why we paid him this money. So yes, from a owner standpoint, I want a return on my investment. Go shut that man down. That's what that's about right there.
We didn't ask this question yesterday. Bad job out of us, but this is actually the right panel, I guess, to ask this question to. After the interception by Hickman that then got called back, the Browns went into the end zone, and there was more than 11 people involved in the celebration. There was 15 people involved in this drumline celebration that was choreographed to a T, led by JOK. That means people came off the sideline into the end zone to do a drumline celebration that obviously looked great for social media, but the play didn't count. Tyvis, Dustin, G, you guys all played defense at the highest of levels. Dustin, Tyvis, y'all made it to the NFL. First off, it's a two-part question. It's going to be a bad job, and Dustin, you go first, and we'll go around the horn.
No. I'm gonna let my brothers who have the swag jump in on this one first. Culturally,
I'm gonna punt on this one, guys.
I'm gonna punt
with you. A, what is that a training camp thing they practice? And B, how do you not notice there's a flag on the field? And Newsome, by the way, he hit him in the helmet. They call that 100 out of 100 times. We can argue whether or not it should be the right call. It shouldn't be the call. It is how the NFL calls that penalty. It's a penalty every single time. He knew he did it. How do you go do that? And then after that, by the way, they gave a 13-play, 81-yard touchdown drive, and that dance is going to go down in infamy as an all-time dumb moment by this Browns defense.
Okay, so to answer your first question, is that something you work on in training camp? Not necessarily. It's something that, somebody thinks of at one point in time, and they say, we do something, we're gonna do this. And it's not just like one person. It's not like Ronnie Hickman said, if I get a pick, like we gonna do that. No, it's like defense, if we get a pick or a pick six, this is what we're gonna do. We should try this celebration. That's how typically it comes up.
Even if it's as choreographed as that. Because that was fully choreographed. That looked like my sister's dance recital in third grade.
You just talk about it. That's one you just talk about it. We're gonna do the drumline thing. Okay, like it's something you say not on game day, but it's like in the practice that
during period 25 when it's like
special teams period with nobody in.
we doing field goal and we on the sideline. We over there like yeah. So what we gonna do is
Okay.
Yeah, that's typically how it works. Now, to answer your second question, I absolutely don't know how nobody didn't see this flag. Like that should have been something that would be like, hey, chill, y'all. It's a flag right now. But I guess they were so caught up in the moment that they thought maybe it would be on the Giants for something. So they probably was like, oh, it's not on us anyways. So
let me ask you this. If that would have happened with y'all's previous coaches, right? What do you think they would have said in the film room? Would there be repercussions for that?
Bro, do you understand what?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry.
Dustin, you go first.
I was just gonna say, like, do you guys realize, like, back when I played, this is not me being like, get off my lawn, but some of the coaches that I had, like, I'll just go to college for 1 second. Like, Mark D'Antonio would have kicked our butts. I mean, we couldn't go on the practice field without showing white above our ankle braces. I mean, like, can you imagine what they would have done to us if we were dancing and having a celebration as there's a penalty flag on the field? And then on top of that, the celebrations, it's so much about me. And I get it, man. I don't play anymore and I'm old. But, like, to me, dude, I watch these things. It's like these guys sprint their butts down like 80 yards to all get together for a picture. It's like, what are we doing? Is this media day?
Like
that's such an old answer. What?
Really? I mean,
get a pick,
conserve the energy.
That's the motto. Get a pick, take a flick.
Now here's the part, man. Because for me,
I'm old,
and I'm a new look. Says the dude.
That's the acting like he 100% wouldn't have ran down there and got in on the picture. That's what makes me laugh.
Oh, dude, I mean, I just said it. I don't play anymore. Like, I'm sure, you know, if I were in the league now, that I would follow along and be like, yeah, I guess this is what we do. You know, we got to get some content for TikTok, man.
Like Tyvis, but the point that I get, and the point I'm trying to bring up is the Cleveland Browns 2 weeks in a row, there were plays that could have been made. Last week against the Jaguars, they get a fumble on kickoff inside the 20. The Browns could be going up 17-0. That game's over. Mm-hmm. The Browns get a turnover against a bad team or a team that had not been playing good. You got a turnover on kickoff. You threw a first play touchdown fade in the end zone. Now you get a pick, and now you're inside their territory. That could change the complete complexion of the game. And a lot of times these guys don't understand that those dumb mistakes, and I know Browns fans be like, oh, it's ticky-tack. That wasn't this. That's the problem. We've been where we got since 1999 because we always trying to figure out how we going to skate. No, total line, and good teams don't do that. Like, you know, they teach you now. You don't run up all close with your face next to the quarterback's face. You break down, you jump 5 yards away from him. You try to obstruct his vision, but you don't run up to the quarterback and do nothing.
Well, gee, hold on. First of all, let me defend him a little bit here. You taught, actually, you're supposed to keep running and you match the quarterback's throwing hand. That's what you taught. So you don't want to stop, because if you stop and he pump fake you, now he can get around you. But if you keep running straight through and match the hand, even if he tries to pull it down, you still run into the sack. Now, the play on that one, I mean, he just didn't get his hand back down fast enough. He tried to match it, and he went through and hit him in the head with his hand, and that's going to be a penalty every time. So that part he's got to work on, but everything he did was absolutely correct. He just got to get his hand out of there.
I hate the technique. That's
what you're talking. Am I wrong? When you come off a blitz and you get into the quarterback and he's about to throw, ain't you taught to match the throwing hand?
I'm not
100%.
Hey, okay, listen, I hate the technique. I hate it. Listen,
I'm telling you what he did.
There's only one way you can have something bad happen, right? You're a cornerback. It's not like you're running through the man anyway. I need you to break down, put your hands up. If you don't get it, we live to fight another day. You can't touch his face, his head, none of that. Like these are, or just
he's not trying to touch his face.
Hey, I'm not trying to lean. Not trying to lay on the quarterback as a defensive lineman either. But I know that you can't just lay in on him and put your weight on him. That's impossible. But I know you better find another way, dog, because you're negating, like the kicker. It's just not that isolated situation. It's the kicker. Why are you walking across the 50-yard line? Do you not know the rule? We've had multiple times where we've had chances to put teams away with either catches that we should have had. Let's talk about the fact that, I mean, guys, we can't even take the snap. We can't take the, we're moving the ball. We're on the 44-yard line, Tyvis, and we can't take a regular handoff.
Yeah, I mean, that's first of all, and I didn't like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I do a lot of Deshaun Watson defending. I wouldn't call it defending. I just like to call it what it is. But that he talked about that in post game, and I hated his answer. I really did.
Talked about what? Just so
the fumble. He talked about the fumble. Like, he said a lot of stuff. Essentially, it came off as him saying it wasn't on me, and I just hate that he went that route. Like, I really wish he would have just stood up there and said, you know what? I just got to do a better job of getting it. Even if you 100% did, like if you did put it in there and he just dropped it, just take the bullet for your guy, bro. Be like, listen, it's on me. It starts with me. I'm the quarterback. It's my job to put the ball in there. It was a miss. He bobbled a little bit. I got to be better making sure that he secures it. Like, just say that. And people will be like, oh, look at that. He's been. But like when you say I forget what he said, but it basically came off like, yeah, it wasn't on me, technically.